feeling oh so helpless. I feel dissatisfied. This time I let it show. I did it, I confess. I stole your last regret, but who could ever know? System failure overload. Please continue, yes or no. Making small talk, take it slow. Close your eyes and before you know, I've been dealing with the enemy. I've been dealing with the other side. I've been feeling like the enemy. I feel like I'm too far this time. Feel electrified, my thoughts are amplified. I've got to make it so. I did it, I confess. I stole your last regret, but who could ever know? System failure overload. Please continue, yes or no. Making small talk, take it slow. Close your eyes and before you know, I've been dealing with the enemy. I've been dealing with the other side. I've been feeling like the enemy. I feel like I'm too far this time. I've been dealing with the enemy. I've been dealing with the other side. I've been feeling like the enemy. I feel like I'm too far this time. Thank you. Yeah, we are Red Emperor. That song was Small Talk. We're looking to record an EP in April, so look out for that. We'll be releasing it in around August. So do look out for that. Check out our Facebook page, Red Emperor, Twitter, Red Emperor. It's all there. It's all there. This song's called Natural Divide. I'm done with innocence. I hope that you don't mind. This time I'll turn a blind eye. I've had enough of this. This is my final wish. I hope that you don't mind. This time I'll turn a blind. I've been seeing what's just out of sight, and I feel like screaming that keeps me alive. It's a side effect of a natural divide. Oh, it's the simple pleasures that come out of price. I've had enough of this. I'm done with innocence. I hope that you don't mind. This time I'll turn a blind. And it seems I've been seeing what's just out of sight, and I feel like it's dreaming that keeps me alive. It's a side effect of a natural divide. Oh, it's the simple pleasures that come out of price. And it seems I've been seeing what's just out of sight, and I feel like it's dreaming that keeps me alive. It's a side effect of a natural divide. Oh, it's the simple pleasures that come out of pride. And oh, won't you turn around? Let me see your smile to see you happy for a change. And oh, won't you turn around? Let me see your smile. 'cause it's been too long since I've been home. We go out tonight and yeah, we go cool the world. And they say we'll change, we never will. Say we'll change, but we're all dangerous to ourselves. We're all just dangerous to ourselves. Now been hacked to everybody. And it seems I've been seeing what's just out of sight. And I feel like it's dreaming that keeps me alive. This society, the fight of a natural divide. Oh, it's the simple lectures that come out of Christ. Yeah! Thank you.
I thought that was a great start. Really enjoyed the stage presence. Great musicians. Liked the step out as well. Good repertoire. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Hello. Yeah, I think you're nicely fearless. To have a fearless bass player is a good thing. I'd like to see the guitarist on the right-hand side of the stage match your confidence, because it would be that was really nice. You're playing in a fairly sterile sort of space, and it's kind of a weird setting. It's not late at night. I feel like you should be playing in a sort of bluesy, sort of smoky bar somewhere. Yeah, I just thought the songcraft was really there. It was really tight, and you communicated it well. Your voice was really strong, and I think, if anything, I just want to see a little bit more variance in sort of tonally in your voice, and sort of quieter moments and sort of a bit more texture in there. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great as well. Really liked the first song in particular. Love the bass player coming out. And the only thing that I would say is that just to either really stay in the song. If you're not feeling that confident, I mean, confidence will just come as you grow, and the more gigs you go, it gets easier and easier. But you know, if you're not feeling that confident to sort of look out and do, you know, sort of funky stuff, then just stay really in the song, because then it will translate to us anyway. But yeah, I thought it was a fantastic start.
Hello, boys. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. I think you get in and out really well, really powerful intros, really powerful outros. Yeah, what they said, really love the bass solo. Fabulous, fabulous, brilliant, well done.
First question is, how do you utilise social media to promote yourselves?
Well, we're just always on Twitter and Facebook. I mean, before this we've been posting. We've got a good following on Facebook. We've got like about 560 something likes. So, and we got a good few followers on Twitter. I mean, we're always tweeting about all the events. We tweeted about this audition, and you know, our promotion goes really well. I think we get all our digital posters, put them up on pages. Really useful. Find it great.
And the second question is, if you were given the opportunity to go on tour, how would you make the most of the experience and benefit from it?
Well, I just think it's the exposure. It's just the chance to play to so many crowds, so many different locations. You know, just really enjoy it and feel that sort of like, you know, just really experience what it is to have that sort of like freedom to play at so many places.
Okay, that's lovely. Thanks very much.
Great. Thanks, going Red Em.
All right, my name's Elijah MC. Everything you hear is all going through the vocals. So we've got the vocals going into the effects pedal. We've got all the beats, all the sounds, all the bass lines, and all the different effects on there. So for example, if I click this pedal here, it's going to give me a bass sound. So everything's on there. All right, let's start with a beat. the prize. No, the enemy seeks to restore our soul, but we're gonna see Babylon fall. Occupy my life, give no power over me. Take hold of my conscious need. So I develop my work for a future of girls to become what I wanted to see. And there ain't no stopping us now. We're gonna keep the body moving, see my body's still moving. Everybody in town, we're going listen, listen, listen. I said there ain't no stopping us now. We're gonna keep the body moving, see my body's still moving. Everybody in town, we're going listen, listen, listen. We're going listen, listen, listen. Yo, listen. Physical need is mental attraction. Don't let your soul control your emotion. Changes don't happen by will alone. Take hold of life, you gotta make it your own. It's a journey through life to be satisfied. Will it hurt you to try? Changes can change both your mind and your age. Let's create a new pain. So put your boots on, can you get about? Raise your fist when it's time to shout. We're gonna hold it up high, reach out to the sky. Show no one lose it to new life. Get ready to dance, we're gonna open your mind, get you out of that trance. And I know you're feeling the same way too. Yes, I know you're feeling the same way too. Said I know you're feeling the same way too. Yes, I know. Body moving, see my body's still moving. Everybody in town, we're going listen, listen, listen. I said there ain't no stopping us now. We're gonna keep the body moving, see my body's still moving. Everybody in town, we're going listen, listen, listen. We're going listen, listen, listen. We're going listen, listen, listen. Thank you. So what I just did there, as I said before, I've got all the vocals, everything going through the effects pedal here. I've got different sequencer, live sequences. So on one channel I've put the beat, on another channel I've got the bass line, and on the last one I've got some harmonies and the on there. So we'll start a new track. This track's called Lucid.
I hope this sort of goes without saying, but you were technically and sort of in terms of your musical ability and the creative process that you've obviously put into making your music is incredibly impressive. So what I'm saying now is just me being very, very picky. The one thing that I would say is that when you're looking at anything that is has some really strong stylistic memes and tropes, so you think about reggae and you think about dancehall, and you've got a very sort of clear idea in your brain about what a reggae track sounds like, what a dancehall tune sounds like. There's part of me that wants you to break out of that template a little bit, because I think you're incredibly creative, and it's just really joyful seeing someone put a song together in front of you in the way that you have. But part of me wants you to collaborate with someone that you almost don't want to collaborate with, to push you out of that genre a little bit. But it was incredibly impressive, thank you.
It's amazing when you do that sort of thing. I've seen a few people do it at I Love Live, and it's always, really impressive. I feel that we needed to get into the sort of vocal part of the song a bit quicker. Now, for instance, when Ed builds the track, it's probably only a minute that he spends I don't know exactly how long that you spent building it, but I was kind of waiting for the song to come in each time, and I don't know whether you can do that, set up more beforehand so that we get into the song a bit quicker. So I felt that, and I also felt that the choruses could be a bit stronger. It's a great vibe, but I felt like the songs weren't jumping out enough. And I actually think what Wendy said about collaborating with some other people could really help you with that and move you forward. Because at the moment, it's a really cool, great vibe. You can imagine it in a rave, sort of everybody, getting down. But to move it forward, it needs a little something else.
All right, Elijah. I thought that was just sensational. Really, just brilliant. I love the way that you mixed up all the sounds. You've got a bit of grime in there, you've got a bit of drum and bass going on in there. The only thing I would say, again, and it's to do with the vocal thing, it's a very, you've got a very old school reggae vocal styling. I suspect you can sing a bit, and I'd like to hear a bit more variety from you vocally. But that was brilliant, real treat. Thanks.
Hello, mate. I'd just add to what they say and just say I thought you had a great vocal range, and I think that interaction of explaining what you were doing there is you buying into your customers, and I think that's important. So carry on with that anyway, that audience interaction. Let people buy into your journey, I think that's important. Cheers.
Just a couple of questions for Elijah.
Sorry, mate, you didn't explain what you're doing with your social media, how you're pushing yourself forward at the moment.
I've got a few sort of different social platforms that I use. So YouTube at the moment, I'm sort of pushing almost 500,000 views now. So I've got sort of quite a few subscriptions on there. On Facebook, not so much on the actual music page, but I create other social pages, so more sort of communities, and use that as a way and to kind of explain the message behind the music. So it's more about the message, and then the music sort of supports the community rather than just saying I'm a band, try and listen to my music, So that's sort of just hit over 5,000 now through that one. So that's it's just different things through that. So it's predominantly sort of Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, okay. And then in terms of if you got a slot on the tour, how would you make the best of that? How would you push that one out?
I think with the YouTube one, it's all about the video. So I think
Okay.
I would take some time to think about how I could create a video that really sort of promotes the Atom Live tour. So when it goes out, I'd probably think a couple of months in advance of the tour to start building hype about it before, obviously too late and it gets too close to the tour. So I'd probably create a video there, link that with Facebook and all the others, start putting out messages. So like pictures that I upload from set up and rehearsals, put a little tagline in it, because pictures, when people click like, they're so much easier. So you get a lot of likes and then more people see it. So I'd probably use that with Facebook.
Excellent. All right, thanks, buddy.
Elijah MC, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. So the first song we're going to begin with is called The Arsonist. Thank you.
This house is ablaze with anger. Smoke of sadness is taking control. Suffocating fear comes the standard, and it's all my fault, all mine.
You laugh in my face when I'm hurting. Laugh at the anger, it's taking control. Laugh at the rage begins burning, and it's all my fault. The arsonist, losing all that you stand for, losing all that you planned for. Caught up in happiness, stalling me right to the death. Consumed by all your sorrow, spend all that time I borrowed. Get out of happiness and turning me right to the death. I am ablaze with anger. Roaring flames burn logic to ash. I'm turning to what you won't stand for, and it's all my fault. The opposite, broken by all your lying, washed out by all your crying. Were you caring for me? This way to make me feel. Consumed by all your sadness, destroyed by all your madness. Caught up in this game, and the twisted ways you let me stay. And I'm trying, yes, I'm trying. Keep my head, keep my head. Yes, I'm dying, yes, I'm dying. Keep my head, keep my head.
My world is ablaze and burning. People were screaming, avoiding the pain, but no one can see that they're learning,
And it's all my fault. The Arsonist. And I'm trying, yes, I'm trying. Keep my head, keep my head. Yes, I'm trying. I'm Thank you. So this next song we're about to play is called Jam Noise. Just checking everyone's ready to go before I announce it.
Stop your phone before you fall. Your head is confused like Jack. He's trying to scream, but it's not letting your voice. You're tumbling into a black hole. Stop your phone before you fall.
Interesting. I really like the look of the band, and it's kind of I'm sort of trying to work out, you know, where you would fit in the music industry and who exactly you are. And it felt a little bit under-rehearsed. I felt like you were a little bit unsure about what the other person was doing. And for instance, when you've got the changeover where you're moving over to the keys, perhaps you could sort of introduce the next song and say why you wrote it or what it's about, rather than there being this kind of slightly, oh, what's going on, what do I do now kind of vibe. I felt that the harmonies needed a little bit of work, but I actually thought the songs were strong. But it just feels like there needs to be a bit more rehearsal, a bit more gelling and a bit more work on the harmonies. But I really like, you know, the look of you all, and think you've got a little something, whatever that something is.
Hello. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all, looking at you up there. I think there's, I don't know, I might be wrong, I think there's two bands here. I don't think there's one band. I think there's the rhythm section, the drummer, the bass and singing lady in front is one band, and I'd like to see keyboard lady and guitar lady, saxophone lady, keyboard. I'd like to see you two doing something together. I think there was just too much going on for me, and you know, the three of you, I want to see you doing 3-minute power pop stuff. And I want to see you two doing more interesting kind of classically based, you know, multi-instrumentalist stuff. Easy for me to say. But yeah, no, I quite enjoyed that.
Hiya. I'm going to kind of echo what other people have said, really. It did feel at moments like there were very different bands on stage. We had like the wonderful, actually, I really loved the sort of Ben Foldsy piano intro on the second song. I really enjoyed that. And it was totally unexpected because it was so different from the first song. But then we had sort of a sax solo that I could have heard on a Sade album or something that's quite sort of 80s pop sort of sax solo, and then I feel like you, the singer, you could be in a Riot Girl band and you do really well. So there's all this different stuff going on, and it just needs to be a lot more cohesive. I do think you are a little bit under-rehearsed. And yeah, I think there is something there, because having the piano and having different instruments does lend you a sort of slightly different air to being a kind of... there was a sort of nice plaintive air to the piano playing on the first song when it was essentially quite an angsty sort of song. But I think you've got to be a lot more cohesive and tighten up whose band it is and whose vision you're going to follow, because at the moment it feels like everybody's getting a turn to do something, and that's what it feels like. It feels like turns rather than songs that are just naturally happening.
Just the same, really. I think it was a bit under-rehearsed, you know, the vocal was out a little bit at the start. Enjoyed the style, but it's really low-key, low-register vocals. That was quite interesting. I'd like to have heard the range go up a little bit, and I don't know whether that's a stamp on what you do or whether it went against you, because it was quite low-key on those vocals and just a little bit out there at the start. Just need to be a bit tighter, I think. Cheers.
Cool. And the question for our auditionees?
So the questions are, how do you utilise social media to promote yourselves?
Sorry, I didn't know which mic to use. At the moment, we're developing a website and a Facebook page. We haven't put it up yet because we don't want to rush into it. We want to make sure we're happy with everything we're doing, because we feel that once you've put something on the internet, you can't really take it back. It's always there. So at the moment, we're developing our website and our Facebook page and basically deciding on exactly how we want it and then putting it out there. And yeah.
Okay, and if you were given the opportunity to go on tour, how would you make the most of the experience and benefit from it?
I think that the main thing about touring with other bands is obviously to appreciate their music as well as your own and see what you can gain out of the experience of being with other bands. I think that the main part we'd be aiming to get out of the tour would just be to gain more experience in gigging. We haven't had that much experience in gigging as a band, and just appreciate everyone else's music and absorb the atmosphere, really.
Okay, thanks very much.
Brilliant.